All right. It's your boy Spank Dog, aka Puffinstein at YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Let's get into it. All right. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the 2026 NBA playoffs. Um, as most of you know, yesterday the Suns got knocked out by SGA and the Thunder. And Nikola Jokic went down 3-1, which means, they got their work cut out for them. I don't know the amount of people that have come back in the first round from a 3-1 deficit. Let's see. How many teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit in the first round of the playoffs? 4. Wow. Oh, no, more. 13 times out of 298 occurrences. I don't know the math on that percentage. It's not that serious. I'll tell you off the top of the head. That comes out to about 4%. So when you go down 3-1 in the first round of the playoffs, your odds of coming back is 4% if you go by history. 298 occurrences where a team went down 3-1 in the first round of the playoffs, and only 13 times have they come back. So that's like 4 to each 100. It's like a 4% chance. If anybody got a chance, it's them. They have an incredible squad. I want to share this with you guys also. Let me share this real quick. I want to get the stats up. These are the playoff stats. This is not regular season stats. I'm going to get up the playoff leaders. All right. So what you guys are looking at right now are the NBA playoff leaders. And as you see, Shea is number 1. He's just number 1 in overall rating. I told people before, don't go by points per game. Go by overall statistics. That's what the ESPN rating is. And you see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It's not a surprise that they knocked out the Suns in 4 straight games. I ain't even going to talk bad about Dillon Brooks. One thing about Dillon Brooks, people call him Dillon the Villain Brooks. He kind of carved his lane with that. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker just doesn't have any luck. He made it all the way to the finals. They treated Ayton like he was no good. You know what I'm saying? Satan. So, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he, along with Chet Holmgren, see, Jalen Williams has been out, so it's only 2 out of the big 3, but Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that's enough to make it out the first round. And they were merciless on the Suns. Big shout out to Jalen Green. Finally he looks like he's coming to life. But if it's Devin Booker's team, it's different. But if it's Jalen Green's team, he's gonna need some time to get better. And I wouldn't right now until Jalen Green starts to pick up the pace. He wouldn't be the first option on my team, until I started to see more explosions and stuff. So anyway, this is the crazy thing, right? Nikola Jokic, they said he's had a rough playoffs. The man is still second out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment if you want. Don't hesitate to drop a comment. So, but if you look, right? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Nikola Jokic is still second. He's doing better than Jason Tatum. You know, his field goal percentage is horrible, but he's averaging 14 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So Nikola Jokic, while having struggles with the field goal percentage, I'm gonna tell you something that's scary, because Nikola Jokic, if he was doing bad at the beginning and shooting 39-40%, it's only gonna go up from there. So pretty much teams should be nervous if he makes it out alive, because right now they don't have Anthony Edwards. I don't know when Anthony Edwards is coming back. Let me check. When will Anthony Edwards be back to play with the Timberwolves? Oh, he's going to stay out for the remainder of the first round series. I don't know if they're going to keep their word if they tie it up 3-3. If it becomes 3-3 and the Nuggets and the Timberwolves are tied, like if the Nuggets win the next game and push it to a game 7, there's a chance you're going to see Anthony Edwards come back, you know. So with that being said, let me give you guys a better look at this. Let me see if... Yeah, you guys should see it a little better now. Yeah. All right. So Shea is in first place in the playoffs, averaging 34 points per game, 8 assists, 34 and 8. You couldn't ask for more. But Shea is shooting 55% from the field in the playoffs. It's a different type of vibe. He's almost shooting 90% from the free throw line. This is what I'm saying. People said Jokic was in a slump, field goal percentage wise. That's it. And that's serious. That's important. But he's still shooting 42%. He's shooting 94% from the free throw line, right? He's averaging 25 points a game and 14 rebounds and almost 10 assists. Take a look at this, really, honestly. 25 points per game, 14 rebounds per game, and almost 10 assists per game. You can't say that, the 42% is everything. And, the next game is everything. I'm going to tell you something. It's only happened 13 times in history where a team comes back from a 3-1 deficit, I believe, in the first round. This could be the 14th time. If the Nuggets get the next game and they push it to a 7th game and Anthony Edwards don't come back, it looks like they'll be able to do it, but they got to get the next game. Momentum right now is in the Timberwolves' favor, and Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle, that's going to have to be the 3-man core, and they're going to have to involve Ayo Dosunmu. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and the other guys are going to have to step up. Because to be honest with you, Jamal Murray was the 13th best player in the world this year. Nikola Jokic was the first best player in the world this year by rating. When you got the point guard as the 13th best player and the center, not only the number 1 player in the world, he's a big man that averages a triple-double. It's insane. He shoots 57% from the line. I seen a reporter say 52% the other day, and right, automatically I was like, no, 57%. But yeah, he shoots 57% from the field. With those two in action, if they're up to par, it's trouble. So as far as the Nuggets, I think it all depends on that next game. If the Nuggets can rip that game away from the Timberwolves, I think they'll win the series and be the 14th or 15th team, one or the other, to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the first round. So, let's talk about another team. The Spurs versus the Trailblazers. Let me check out what the series is on that. Matter of fact, let me get the standings open. Standings. All right. I'm hoping that this is the playoff standings. No. League division. All right, I got it. Oh, it says preseason. Oh, I know why. I'm bugging out. I got to do the playoff bracket. All right, guys. So the playoff bracket, OKC won the series. Let's go to Spurs Trailblazers. San Antonio leads the series 3-1. Now I don't know what happened in the last game of the Spurs versus the Trailblazers. I know that the Spurs are winning the series 3-1. But let me click on it and see what happens real quick. Denny Avdija averaging 24 points per game for the playoffs. 46% from the field. He's doing his job. I'll give you guys a look at this tab instead. All right. Now, if you look, this is what's going on right now. Damian Lillard is. This looks off. Let me see something real quick. Let's go back here. Let me make sure I got it on the right information. Let me check and see if anybody came through. All right. Well, anyway, San Antonio is beating the Trailblazers 3-1. All right. It says San Antonio Spurs took a 3-1 lead over the Portland Trailblazers after winning Game 4 with a 114-93 victory on April 26th. Victor Wembanyama returned from a concussion. That's what I really wanted to know. All right, so Wembanyama's back. They're up 3-1. We just spoke about what's the odds of a team coming back from 3-1 deficit. I believe the Denver Nuggets got a shot at coming back on the Timberwolves. I do not believe that the Portland Trailblazers can come back from a 3-1 deficit against the San Antonio Spurs, especially now that Victor Wembanyama is back. And Victor Wembanyama had 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 blocks in his return. How you have 7 blocks? He's another one that's like when he puts up his stats, they're unbelievable. He finished high in the leaders for the season. For the season, he was ranked. This is the preseason. Let me go to the regular season real quick. I want to see what he did for the regular season. This is Victor Wembanyama's stats for the regular season. Okay, 25 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 3 assists per game, and the man averaged 3.1 blocks per game. This is him right here. And yeah, man, Wemby's too much. As you can see, look, I want you guys to know, like in the playoffs, these are the people to watch out for. You got Jokić at number 1, Luka Doncic at number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at number 3. Giannis and Milwaukee are a no-go. Victor Wembanyama was number 5. Tyrese Maxey is still in it, even though it looks like they're going home also. Joel Embiid looks beat up. I don't think this is Joel Embiid's year. He's such a force that he looks like he's still dangerous, but I don't think this would be Joel Embiid's year. So you got Jalen Johnson. He's playing my Knicks, right? You already know. I'm dying for them to lose. As much as I like Jalen Johnson And there's somebody else on the team, CJ McCollum. I like CJ McCollum a lot also, and he puts up numbers. But Jalen Johnson and CJ McCollum, they gotta go bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? They play in my Knicks. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, even OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, they're all together. I think the Knicks can make it past the Hawks for sure. You know. Then you got Cade Cunningham going against that's the 1 versus 8. Let me check that out real quick. Oh, they're playing the Magic, man. The Magic are giving them a hard time. See, they don't let you see. Let me see something. Why don't they let you see the score? You know what? It's probably better if I just do this. Give me 1 second. What's the score in the series between Pistons Magic playoffs? Who leads? Oh, wow. They lost. Listen, guys, you could say goodbye to the Pistons if they don't. Wow. It looks like we're going to have an A seed make it out of round 1. It looks like the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, Jaden Suggs, Franz Wagner, they're all too much for Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. I thought Cade was going to go at least to the conference finals, but if you think about it, honestly, who does Cade have on his team, really? You know, I think Jalen Duran did real good this season. But he don't have any firepower. I was surprised that they had such a great record this season. You know, if you look at the standings for regular season, the Pistons were 60-22. They were in first place. You know, and a team that wins 60 games shouldn't lose to a team that was 45-37. Even though the Orlando Magic was, you know, they were 8 games above 500. Yeah, they were 45-37. You know what it is too? If they win the play-in tournament, I'm gonna tell you one thing about the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament's wild because what it does is it keeps you hot. So you used to playing games. So there's a chance that the Detroit Pistons got cold waiting for the playoffs to start, and Orlando came in hot. And now Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, you know, they're all about to head to the second round, and the first place team is about to get knocked out. It happens. I remember when Baron Davis and the Golden State Warriors knocked out Dirk Nowitzki. It happened not too long ago. An 8th seed made it past the first seed. Anyway, I can't remember that one. But let me check out what's going on with the Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors playoffs. Toronto won game 3 and game 4 at home. It's tied 2-2. Right now, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, James Harden, and Jared Allen from the Cleveland Cavaliers got their work cut out for them. You know, the Toronto Raptors, which is Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, and RJ Barrett, you know, they're giving them a time. You know what I'm saying? And is it the 4 versus the 5? Yeah, they're pretty evenly matched. So to be honest with you, I like them both, but Donovan Mitchell is probably my favorite player out of the two teams. And I'm hoping to see Donovan Mitchell make it out of the first round. So let's go Cavaliers for this series. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to run that Jokić clip real quick. Give me 1 second, people. I wanted you guys to see this. You know, check out how Jokić runs the point. Let me fix this real quick, too. because the screen is a little off. Let me fix this real quick. All right, don't worry, it's gonna get bigger, so it's all good. All right, let me full screen it. Look at how Jokic runs the point guard. It's crazy. This is not something you see a big man do.
Nikola Jokic averaging 25 points, nearly 15 rebounds and 8 assists in this series, and his first
Look at that. Give and go. Look,
Nikola Jokic
Jamal,
averaging 25 points, nearly
pick and
15
roll,
rebounds and 8 assists in this series,
floater.
And his first one goes.
Two-man game right here. You've seen this for many, many years. That nice pocket pass, and right away, Jokic in.
That's all you hear them say when you see Jokic and Jamal Murray playing. Two-man game. You know, and the crazy thing is that I don't know if a lot of people know Aaron Gordon's hurt. I don't know if he missed the whole series because, you know, it's a lot of games to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? But man, honestly, as much as I like Anthony Edwards, he's not playing in this series. And I've been watching Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray for the last. They've been in and out the playoffs for like the last 6 years, and you know I kind of root for them. I catch myself rooting for them, but people don't know Aaron Gordon's hurt. You know, and also, you know, people who don't pay attention to basketball like that. They gave away Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is in Brooklyn averaging 26 points per game. Granted, they had a losing record, but when you give away a guy like Michael Porter Jr., you give away a lot of firepower because, you know, not just anybody could go to another team, especially a team like the Brooklyn Nets that, you know, they're not the best team and just average 26 points, you know, per game. After being the fourth option, the third or fourth option on the Nuggets for about 5 years. He came out in 2018. We're in 2026. He got traded 1 year ago. Michael Porter Jr. was on the Nuggets for about 7 years, you know, playing fourth option when he's really a first or second option. He's that good, you know. So there's a chance that the Nuggets missed that firepower that they had with MPJ, you know. Let's watch another little highlight.
Movement, you know, he's good off the bounce.
Jokic and Murray, that lethal two-man game. That's a long two, and it goes. Plus the foul.
I told you, all they say is two-man game. Look.
Jamal Murray finding his space.
Now, remember, people, look, I showed you guys the top players for the season. Jamal Murray was 13th rated. He was rated 13th in the NBA. In the world, you could say. The NBA is that league. You know, they say the Euro League is tough, but I don't believe it's harder than the NBA.
Denver with their backs against the wall, down 3-1, looking to extend their season up 3 early on. And Jokic has his second bucket of the night.
All right, guys.
He'll survey the floor. Now it's Murray
Here we
off
go.
the screen.
Two-man game,
Working
just
on
like
Gobert.
they say all the
Bouncing
time.
for
Look
Jokic.
at that.
Over Reed, and he gets it to go.
They literally played like they were the only two people on the court for those last three plays, and they won that game. So, you know, it's not the whole one man on the two-man game that's messing them up. You know, it was the fact that Jokic was cold and they're missing MPJ's firepower, I believe. You know, let me switch it back to this. I wanted to show you guys that, you know, it's a powerful team, man. The Nuggets are a powerful team, and I'm surprised that they went down this much. Matter of fact, let's address the Boston series. Boston right now is playing, or they're playing the 76ers. They got them down 3-2. Let's check it out. Boston Sixers series. The game is today, and Boston's up 3-1. And I'm hoping that Jason Tatum makes it past the Sixers. I like Tyrese Maxey. I'm not a big fan of Joel Embiid. I'm a bigger fan of Tyrese Maxey. And I'm a big fan of Jason Tatum more so than Jaylen Brown. But, this one, if I was going to call it, I would have said Boston Celtics. Looks like I'm right. They only got to win one more game. We'll see tonight if Boston, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Jaylen Brown. I think Kristaps Porzingis is still playing for them. We'll see if they could finish the series today against the 76ers. Is Kristaps Porzingis playing in the Boston series? No, he's playing in a different series. Who does Kristaps Porzingis play for right now? Oh, he's playing for the Golden State Warriors. They're out of here anyway. All right, let me just check the rest of the series because I gotta get out of here. Knicks and the Hawks, you already know. Celtics, I covered. Cavs, Pistons, Magic, I covered. Spurs, Trailblazers, I covered. Nuggets. The only thing I didn't cover was the Lakers and the Rockets. And while the Lakers are up 3-1, and even though Bronny James and his pops, I didn't mention that. Yeah, that was definitely something important to talk about. Bronny James and LeBron James shared the court for quite a while yesterday. And even though they lost, I don't care. I liked what I saw. They didn't throw the game away because Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves are hurt. LeBron James is a special kind of player. At 41 years old, literally, he's 41, not 40. At 41 years old, he helped get the Lakers not only into a good position into the playoffs. Him, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reaves are very scary. I got a commentary coming out. Literally, I did the commentary right before I went live. So I just finished the commentary. I'm going to create the premium edit, and I'm going to have a commentary coming to you guys called The Lakers Have a Shot. So stay tuned for the commentary, The Lakers Have a Shot. And you already know how I feel about this series. Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, LeBron James, DeAndre Ayton, they're too much. And I also found out that since they went up through, the Lakers went up 3-0. No team's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. So history dictates you could say bye-bye to the Rockets. The crazy thing is when they get into the next series, whoever they play, Austin Reaves, I researched this, Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic, they're going to be there for the next round. So we're going to see them in full force. Let's see if Luka could get his first ring, and let's see if LeBron could get his fifth. And let's see if Austin Reaves could get his first ring and DeAndre Ayton could get his first ring. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, people, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, Matt Ritchie, what's up, Matt Ritchie? I just noticed it. I hope you're still there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. You can feel comfortable in the chat when you come through. Drop comments. Say what you want to say. Help the conversation go on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Matt Ritchie, if you're there, much love. I salute you. Much love to everybody out there. It's your boy Spank Dog. Stay tuned for the Lakers Have a Shot commentary. I should have it to you in like 2 or 3 days. All right? Much love.